I've known Marina for many years. We've been friends, and also in New York. When she moved to New York, she was essentially my neighbor. And I would see her work, and I knew her work. We had worked together on a Bob Wilson show called Life and Death of Marina Abramović. So I got to know her really well for that, because in that show I played all the male figures in her life. She's passionate about what she does, but she also has fun. She's always a little terrified. She always has some drama going on in her life. She tells the best dirty jokes in the world. And she said, listen, I've got this idea. I've been obsessed with Maria Callas. It was a kind of a wacky idea, but I liked it. And I like Marina so much. And when she asks me to do something, I'm happy to do it. I had 3 boa constrictors on me, and I felt very comfortable with them. And they're heavy, very heavy. And the next day I was really sore because we worked with them a little bit, and they do squeeze you. And you'd have to adjust them every once in a while because they're constantly moving. And all that moving they're doing under a certain amount of tension, and I'm moving around. So by the next day I was like, wow. Well, I knew about Maria Callas. I mean, you can't be a performer and not know about Maria Callas. And through my life I've gone to the opera. I'm not someone that knows opera real well, but living in New York, I'd go to the Met. And I also went to this beautiful little chamber, little tiny chamber, like miniature opera house called the Amato Opera House, run by this old couple. And they had like reduced orchestra, but they did full productions. And for the singers, they often used people that were like starting out, you know, and it was their opportunity to kind of play the big roles. So it was semi-professional, but I used to go there quite often. Now I live in Italy, and I go to the Rome Opera and La Scala. It's not a regular thing for me, but on a day off, my wife often blasts Maria Callas early in the morning when we're lazing around in bed. So yeah, I'm very familiar with her. It is true that there's a kind of general thing that it's stuffy and rigid and traditional, and it's not that. It's changed so much. I mean, I remember many years ago when I felt the shift that, you know, Maria Callas is one example, that there was more acting involved, more movement involved. Various opera houses are getting adventurous, and that's not just about, you know, setting Tosca in the Civil War or something like that. It's about you know, a different kind of mix of disciplines, I think. There's many people that don't come from opera that are directing opera now, and they have very interesting backgrounds, and I think that breathes new life into it. So it's not a closed system that I imagine it once was. I don't have a favorite opera. I mean, sometimes just when I hear the singing, it just cuts right through me. So just like a lot of people that have an interest in opera but aren't really studied in it or don't go always regularly, I like the hits. you know, it's because there's a familiarity to it, and you know, you can't resist. The music is very powerful and remains powerful. This is music that was written centuries ago. It's crazy. There are people that believe in the healing power of art. They both had rough lives. They both had tough mothers. They both have big noses. They both have Sagittarius, as I read. But I think they connect around the turning the pain into something joyous and life-affirming.